Mass immigration into Europe have become a crisis, and this crisis will become the end of Europe if it is not tackled. My name is Modi and you're welcome to Modi Speaks. Like I said, the immigrant crisis will be the end of Europe. I know that a lot of you have noticed what is going on with mass immigration in Europe. You guys see the impending doom, but for fear of being called a xenophobe or a racist, you guys cannot talk about it. And that is where I come in. As you guys can see, I am black, and that gives me a kind of privilege to talk about anything without being accused of being racist or a xenophobe. Because remember, black people cannot be racist. I like to call this the black privilege, and I will be utilizing it in this video. Now, the problem is not immigration, but the uncontrolled sudden arrival to Europe of hundreds of thousands of undocumented and unexpected migrants. These migrants bring with them despicable crimes ranging from rape, murder, robberies, public nuisance, you name it. Yet, the government of most European countries are not doing anything about it. In 2023 alone, reports shows that 77% of solved rape cases on the streets of Paris are committed by immigrants. There is no day that goes by that I do not see videos of these illegal immigrants, mostly of North African origin, committing one crime or the other, stabbing people, stabbing someone in broad daylight, attacking people here and there, harassing women and children. They have no respect for women or the law for that matter. Once you're a woman, they will catcall and at you while you're walking down the road. And when you neglect their behavior, they might even spit on you or attack you. This happened to the extent that they almost harassed a transgender woman on the streets of France, thinking he is a woman. When they realized he's not a woman, they backed off. Now, this is what so many women are passing through in Europe on a daily basis, simply because of the influx of fake asylum seekers and illegal immigrants into Europe. I will let you have a glimpse of the ordeal of an European woman at the hands of these illegal immigrants, mostly North African illegal immigrants.
Now I'm going to do something which most journalists and presenters wouldn't dare do. That is going down the route of a particularly taboo story that is close to my heart, shall we say. And I'll tell you why. It's all about crimes and migrants committing crimes. And I'll tell you why this is particularly close to my heart. Because to coin a favourite phrase of the left wing, it has been my lived experience over the past 3 years or so that a lot of crimes happening against women especially seem to be committed by people who aren't from this country. I've been followed home with a man in one of those Afghan kolpol hats chuntering away in some language all the way to my front door. I had to hide in my neighbour's house and pretend I didn't live in my house because he was lurking around outside trying to do indecent things to himself. That's right. I've also had my phone robbed off me by a Roma woman with a scarf on. And I'm like, yeah, what are we doing here? Who are these people? Why are we importing all this stuff? I cannot walk down the streets where I live anymore without weird men leering at me, making comments. Look, I'm not one of these Me Too movement women. When it was builders wolf whistling from vans, I don't care. Sometimes it brightens up your day. Because what they don't do is they don't get into your personal space. They don't trail you. They don't physically approach you. They don't follow you to your front door. It's a very different sort of more harmless thing, a wolf whistle, than some of the stuff I'm being subjected to now. And some of the stuff my best mate who lives around the corner, again, her lived experience. Also, guess what? A woman with long blonde hair. She has 4 teenage daughters. All of them now have at some point been sexually assaulted. They have been groped, they have been followed. They are scared living in London. What is going on? So I am going to keep talking about this. I don't care if people turn around and goes, you're a racist, because my safety and the safety of women in this country is paramount. That is way more important than offending certain communities who, quite frankly, have men with medieval values when it comes to women, and I ain't standing for it. So I'm going to keep on this subject.
This is not just her. Same goes for so many women across the board. Europe has turned into a shithole, a third world country, and it is going to get worse if nothing is done. Countries like France, which is heavily affected by the migrant crisis, is slowly waking up. France citizens are beginning to realize the truth, and that explains the recent support for the far-right political party in France. And the earlier they wake up, the better for them. My question though is, why do Europe accept the tens of thousands of economic migrants who cross the world illegally each year to seek a better life, and then give them leave to desecrate and disobey the laws and also disorganize the harmony in their countries? No law-abiding state can allow foreigners, regardless of their status, be it refugees, asylum seekers, or illegal immigrants, to defy police authorities, break down frontier barriers, and demand to live wherever they want. If Europe needs immigrants, countries in Europe, which they call, nations, have a right to choose who and how many should be granted visas and the right to work. It is neither sustainable nor justifiable for Europe to continue to accommodate millions of refugees from North Africa, Asia, or the Middle East with vastly different cultures and religions simply because they no longer wish to live in their own countries. Europe is dying. I recall a narration my uncle gave me regarding his trips around Europe. My uncle traveled to France as a tourist in 2009. When he visited Eiffel Tower, he was amazed at how organized and put in place everywhere is. Everything was very clean and very beautiful. According to him, when he asked to use the public bathroom around the Eiffel Tower tourist site, he discovered that the bathroom was very well kept and clean, and there wasn't any other person using the bathroom at the time. During his stay in France, he did not come across many foreigners, be them Africans or Asians or Hispanics. And when he eventually came across any African, he felt very, very happy, to have seen someone who looked like him. But most importantly, it made him enjoy the France experience because he understood that this is a foreign country where everything is advanced and organized, and it doesn't have to feel like home. It shouldn't feel like home at all. Now, fast forward to his trip in 2023. He visited France and Denmark, but everything has changed and has taken a turn for the worse. According to my uncle, he couldn't recognize the Eiffel Tower anymore as there was a huge crowd loitering about the premises. In fact, there were chaos everywhere. Vendors were selling things everywhere. They were selling keychains. They were selling the monuments of Eiffel Tower. There was no designated area for these people to sell things. Those vendors were immigrants, most of them illegal. Everything was disorganized. My uncle tried using the public bathroom and was crippled by the multitude of people queued up in line waiting for their turn. People were roaming around everywhere. France just didn't feel like a developed country anymore. It felt like a third world country. Now, that was my uncle's experience in France in 2009 versus 2023. And it is very appalling. The migrant crisis is destroying Europe. The worst of it all is that these illegal immigrants are not evolving with the society they migrated into. They are not integrating into the society. They have created their own separate community in these European countries. They speak their own languages, adhere to their own religion, and even want to enact their own laws in someone else's country. They literally want to carve out parts of Europe and make it to be like their home country back home, with their own laws, their own religion, and their own lifestyle. At this point, I'm literally scared for Europe because thanks to mass immigration, Europe is no longer Europe. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. These are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to see more like this, please do want to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video, and I hope to catch you on my next upload. For now, peace.